Hello. Got stuck on the carpet then. It's Lindsay from the Vintage Button, and I'm back with another Junk Journal July. So, I've got a little pile of things here. Let's have a quick look. We are on free. So, I'm going to use things that I got for free. I'm just doing I'm not going through, well, should I go through every page? I've been doing that every day, but I'm thinking it's going to take half the video up as we go along. There we go. I don't even know if I'm on the page there. I've just finished work. We are firmly in the second signature. So this is last time's. I've had to re-glue it again a little bit so that it would fold flat. This paper, this is the 200-year-old paper, is very stiff. The coal oil glue is holding it. It's just, it was sort of warping it so that it was difficult to lay flat. So, but that will sort it out. So my plans for today, I don't think, I said that yesterday and it was 47 minutes. It's not going to be very long. But it's 47 minutes I enjoyed, and I hope it's, I know probably not all of you who begin to watch it watched all 47 minutes of it yesterday, because I'm beginning to understand the analytics stuff. I don't think I'm ever going to understand it, and I think I might not be too worried about it. I might just carry on and assume that somebody has watched this and just talk to that somebody. I think that might be my plan. But anyway, these are my bits. So I have a flower from the last but one, from that one. So I've got one of these flowers. So I thought it would help to carry things over. And I'm classing that as free because it was from something else. I've got two of these little clasp things that have been stamped on book page, and I think it is from a free book. It'll just be from one of my books because it's quite an old one, because I don't know where this stamp is anymore, but I know I got it free from a magazine. So it looks a bit like a cloud. I could have used it if I had it in the weather one, but there you go. So I've got those two. I'm only going to use one possibly, and then I have some more stamping on book page that I'm classing as free. I've got some drawn little elements or painted elements with gold paint to make little frames. I think I've got 3 of those. I have. One's a bit longer. I'm taking it all apart and I'll have to rebuild it. And then I've got a little bit of a free Graphics Fairy scrap of a printable, and I have a load of bits of those invitations. So these are the invitations that were around for the coronation of the King and the Queen, and the residents in the home that I worked for all had some, and I went and collected them up a few days later when, you know, like sort of the detritus of them, and I tea-dyed a lot of them just in tea in the back garden when it was warm weather. We've got tea dye as one of our prompts, and I was thinking about that, and I thought, it's been raining here, and I like to do it in the warm weather or in front of the fire in the winter. So I don't know, I might have a go. If not, I have got lots of things that are tea dyed. So this is our invitation. We're not actually going to use this. I just wanted to give you an example in case you know, have a kid's birthday party, or loads of things that you can just use those bits of ephemera, because that's what they are, and transform them for your junk journaling. So, and that invitation actually is still available on royal.uk. Then you just have to sort of click through all the bump until you get to the coronation, and there's something there. You used to be able to download it, I don't know, but I think you can still right click on it and they're not going to be bothered. Don't quote me on that, don't sue me on that, but they shouldn't be bothered. We pay enough tax for them. So there we go. That's really controversial. Shut up, Lindsay. Anyway, I'm a bit bomb happy because I've done my final day of training today. It was very interesting training. It was training all about, I'm going to put that on a tilt because I like that little bee. I don't really talk about what I do, but the training I had today was on cognitive behavioural therapy. It's very interesting stuff. So, but my brain is frazzled now because I've had 2 days of it and I'm a bit old. But I can see it's going to be very useful. So, I'm going to stick bits of paper on here to make like a little notepad of pretty paper. And I haven't really, I just sort of did a rough sort of pile. So it's a bit rough and ready. I think that's going to go like that. We've got half a green man. Is he going to go further down? I think he's going to go further down. I'm not going to worry too much about where he's going. I've got a long one of those. So we'll stick that. And the book page, actually, that's I was thinking about what can I do after Junk Journal July that gives me a bit of momentum and I don't have to think too hard about it, because I think if I'm going to invest my time in YouTube, then I want it to be relatively successful. And by that I don't mean that it's going to replace my job or anything, because that's not, no. I mean that it has to have some momentum and it has to keep growing. So to do that, from everything I've read or watched, you kind of have to keep the momentum up for the algorithm, which means keep making videos and hopefully provide good content. And I guess that's where your feedback comes. And so that's what I want to do. So I am going to have a little series all about making things out of books. And we're going to start, I'm going to call it Just One Book. And the challenge is that I'm going to take one book and I'm going to let myself, use other resources around it. But I'm going to see how many bits of ephemera and just general stuff can I get out of this just one book. Now, where am I going to put him? Put this one. I'm going to do that. So this is sort of a faux notepad, really. It's just a collection of pretty bits that I don't know if it's going to sit in that pocket or it's going to sit just outside of the pocket, but that's what I've done. I've sort of glued my bits together so that they make like a notepad. And then this, I was thinking this would be the clasp. So I can either have it really plain, or I can have it with a writing. I don't know what's more interesting to me. This is why we try things out. Oh, I quite like it with a writing. There's not anything. Oh, I like that better. Okay. So when I finish this video, I'm going to do the first one of the next one. And I'm not going to be spending a lot of time on it while I do Junk Journal July. I just wanted to put the intention out there and see what people have to say, or if they don't say anything, or if they watch it, if I get a couple of likes. Like those are the indications of, oh, that is something worth me pursuing. And then it will, I need to learn how to make a playlist, because I need to put all the Junk Journal July stuff from this year into that playlist. and it just would, I think it's something that's quite simple and it'll help me with the mechanics of it. I'll talk more about that in that video. I'll talk more about this, Lindsay. So my brain is a bit frazzled. So we've got our little bit here. I've glued it all down, and I kind of wanted to glue. Oh, I can lift it up. I'll lift it up a little bit. So I've got this. I've got an all handy. Now I'm just going to glue it down. So I quite like this little key that I found that I thought might just be like old worldy. And then I did think about putting a flower on somehow. Just to sort of add. Well, we're going to think about that, pause that for a moment, because another thing I thought we could do is make a covered paperclip. So this is my covered paperclip box for when I just want to make covered paper clips, and I've already got some that are already covered. Let's see if I've got any spare bits of, have I got any spare ones that have not been glued? See. So this is how I make a covered paper clip. So you get your paper clip and you get a strip, and this is just packaging paper, but it could be book page, it could be anything. We probably will do this in the book page one. And you just fold one end, stick it on, and then you want to sort of be able to glue your paper clip onto whatever ephemera or anything to make it into a more substantial paper clip. So then you sort of fold it over and then fold it over again, and then you would glue. You can tell it's warm in this room now. In fact, I'm going to take my cardigan off in a minute. It's cold where I sit and work. It's on like the cold side of the house, but my craft room's on the warm side. It's on the sunny side of the house. It's not a very big house, but it does make a big difference. It's an old Edwardian terrace house. But there you go. See, so we've covered it, and that's your covered paper clip now. And then it will clip over things, and you'll be able to, oh, I might use these. These might be. So you could glue bits and pieces to it and create like its own bulldog clip. In fact, shall we do that? And I'll do this again with other things, but I have in here, because you need the elements that you put onto it to have a bit of substance. So the stamped images from books that I have simply glued onto card, and it's probably cereal box card. So I think that's a Tim Holtz. There's some Tim Holtz and some not Tim Holtz in all of this, but so we've got things like that. We've got a tag. I just sort of, again, it's when you have a little moment and you feel like, oh, I need to do some things. We might use that. I quite like that. And because the next one's tag on the other side, so I thought that it might be helpful for holding the tag in place that we make. So I might come back. There's things like that. There's lots of interesting shapes. Let's just move those out of the way. I've got some flowers, obviously. I was making some with flowers stuck on. I've got all my... Oh, is that a bigger field label one? Let's have a look. Colonnaded. So anyway, so we've got bits and pieces. I think you can understand how things go. So that's that. Oh, with a leaning tower of stuff behind me. So we have our paper clip that we've just covered and we've just glued, and it doesn't take a lot of glue, like literally that is enough, just the two ends. It's not going to go anywhere, and there's plenty of space to glue things onto it. So we have our notepad. This bit sticky. And we want to sort of attach it with our paper clip. So we have these. So this is I'm going to take my cardigan off, it's really warm. It's an Anna Griffith stamp that I've had since the early noughties, so it is like 20 years old. Because I had it before my daughter was born. My daughter was born in 2008. So yeah, so she's, yeah. It's going on for 20 years old, this stamp. And it's still going strong. And I still use it a lot. It's probably my favourite, most useful stamp. This is not actually a very good image of it. When it's done in brown, it's got lots of detail, so we will revisit this. But actually, it's worked out quite well because of the blue. So the idea is that we would glue that like that, and that there would be back to back. It's not symmetrical, but you can make it so that it's okay. And there's still bits of brown, so that means you need to add other bits. So on the front, we're literally, all we have to add is that flower, and that would be enough. And we could think about doing that for the back, or we could add like a field label, something else that sort of clips on the front to just enhance the look of the stamp. Now what I might do is I might leave that blank because I don't know what my tag's going to be like tomorrow. So we're just going to do this front bit. Put my finger mark on it now with a bit of glue. I can sort that out. I'm trying to think, where do I want it? Try and get it as low down as possible. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for a little minute before I do that. I'm going to talk about the previous page actually. So when I started digging through that, looking for the invitation, I found like bits that were ripped up. And remember how I talked about illuminated texts? So illuminated texts are like texts from Europe, like in the Middle Ages. So it would be around like the Venerable Bede in this country, you know, like, so it's monks sat in castles and abbots, you know, like kind of drawing all these amazing books, and that they would put gold leaf on and they would be painted, and that's kind of like what they would look like. Now there's a fantastic museum in Cambridge that has lots of illuminated texts called the Fitzwilliam. If you're ever in Cambridge, go to the Fitzwilliam, look at their illuminated texts. So I thought I'm going to add a little bit of this invitation, because it's like a modern day version of that. I'm going to add it to this old piece of paper to further make it look like illuminated text, and then I thought it would tie in the two pieces. So I'm just sort of going to add it like that. Yeah, so I've got a night in on by myself tonight because my husband's meeting up with some friends, and they both like it's not both actually, it's a few of them, and they all live on different sides of London, so they're actually meeting up somewhere in between. So he's going to finish work and then scoot off. So that leaves me and Lily. She's a teenager, so she won't want me to entertain her. And we've got something in the slow cooker for dinner, bubbling away. So I thought I could come up, do a video, have my dinner, and do another video. Or I might do two together. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, that's that gluing. Hopefully this is glued now while I've been waffling. We can make our thing. So we're going to use this to clip onto that, and that looks quite nice. I like that. And then we're going to glue our, I'm sorry about the light, let's see if I can change that. Is that any better? No. What's that? What's that? Ah, is that better? I don't know. I'm going to review it later. No, and it's fallen. I'm going to leave all these in because it's important, I think. And because I can't edit. So, sorry. But there you go. Strong sunlight. Let's get the strong sunlight out. So what was I saying? We are going to add the flowers onto the hard bit so that when you take it off, it just becomes that. So we're going to add the flowers to this. So I think that means gluing. So yeah, so he's going to be out all night really. Well, not all night, he'll come back tonight. Ooh. We'll leave that. I wonder, I might be able to put it on. Let's have a look at the page. I want it to cover that brown bit completely. Not be too shiny. Yeah, that does it. So we could put some of the ends and put some of the ends over the top. Make it like that. Stick our covered paper clip on. Outline our wordage. Put some more dots around. Not a lot, just a few. Do you want to put any blue on? I think we do, just to carry that over. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. I was looking this morning for things and I thought, what can I do that won't clash with this? And then I thought, oh well, I can do a little paper sample. And paper samples I think are nice because you can use them to, you know when you get lots of little scrappy bits and you might not want to make a snippet roll, and you might actually want to keep it in the journal that you're making because it just sort of goes together. You can always make yourself a little paper sample or a little flappy notepad. I mean, you could technically still use this for journaling spots, and if you were making it to give away, I probably wouldn't put that key on like that. I'd make it into a dangle so that it could be really used as a journaling spot and have those things in mind. So if you're making it to give away or to sell, I have actually, I was thinking the other day, have I sold journals? Because I've made them to sell at craft stalls, and I have sold a couple. I normally set the things that go when I do a craft stall is the slow stitch stuff, and then the ephemera packs, not necessarily the journal. Like somebody will go, oh, I like all that paper, but not. Yeah, I've only sold a couple of journals. I've given journals away though. I've given them away to my mum, to a friend's child. I gave them away, adult child. Yeah. So let's take this off. And here we are. So, I don't know if that'll be in probably one of my worst videos because of the lighting situation. I didn't think that the sun was moving around that fast. That's it. I don't think I need to put any. Put some gold in that. It's knowing when to stop. I tell you what I do want. I was thinking about what's the next kind of pens that I want. I think I want some like drab coloured Posca pens. Some like earthy drab coloured ones. Like olive tones and stuff. And then I want some metallic ones. I think that would be really helpful. So tomorrow, this is what I want to do with this. Make sure it'll fold over. The glue's not seeping out. Tomorrow we're on tag on that page. And I did have a plan to do a tag, but I think it might be too big. But if I get the right colour, I don't think it, well, not even with that, because I can use this to attach it in any way, so I can, you know, move it over. That's why I didn't want to attach this to this. I wanted to have them separate. But there you go. That's it. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. It was a quick one, but I think it looks nice. I think that's like, I'm pleased with that spread. So, if you found value here, you can do the YouTubey things to help my little channel grow. So, like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell, and share it. That would be really helpful. I'm really good. It's growing every day. Sometimes it grows faster, sometimes it grows slower. It's just all good. It would be really great to hear what you think about this, what you think about my book idea, all the other things. Just be great to connect. That's why I'm doing this. It's just been really good. So, I'm going to say bye-bye now. And I probably will talk to you in a couple of minutes, but for you it might be a different time altogether. Alright then. Bye-bye.